Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Kazimi, the Love Doctor. Here on this channel, we'll discuss and work through matters of the heart. And while having our experiences here, we'll develop a deeper understanding of who we really are. The truth of love being revealed to us, reclaiming the pieces of ourselves that have been separated, divided, repressed, cut off, shut down. Come along as we raise our consciousness and our awareness of love and the power of it. Okay, beautiful loving hearts, we meet again. Hope all is going well. We got some interesting energy coming through today. So I want to start with, a little update. So, I've been moving through and dealing with different energy right now. And, what I'm getting from this right now is that this is a time of just like purging, releasing, and this has been going on for quite some time. And it's like, I realize that there's a lot more that needs to be released. And things are coming into my awareness through my experiences, and I'm able to heal and move forward in my process. But things feel, they're not the energies aren't as intense as they were like in the last week, previous week. And I'm thankful for that, but at the same time, it's like I feel like, how I'm moving through this energy right now is I'm still in a place of like, allowing the downloads to come in so that I know exactly how to move. And I'm just right now just kind of just being more of an observer. I'm just observing. But it's interesting because it's like stuff from the past is coming up, and I mean like decades old stuff. And so I'm seeing like, if you're still holding on to like energy from the past or people from the past, it could be an ex or unrequited love. Try to settle that energy. Try to clear that energy. Try to, if you can, reach out to these individuals and get closure, or write down how you feel and burn it and release it, just to let go of that energy. I know I had mentioned in videos in the past of like, if you have old pictures or things that you're still holding on to, like, whatever it might be, things that are tied to this person, to, release them so that you can move forward in love. And that's important to do, because you'll continue to, the energy is still there and it needs to be moved. Unless you're planning on going back to that, then, to let it go. That's pretty much what I'm getting at, to move forward. So you could be, blocking yourself, blocking your intention, blocking your blessing, your love to come into your life by holding on to old energy. So just wanted to touch on that again. But yeah, I definitely see love in the air, in the sense of like things aren't as difficult as they were in the past when it comes to love and people seeing you and caring for you and being there for you in a certain way. And it's like, I know that, companionship and affection And romantic love is, something that, that we desire, that we'd like to have in our life if it presented itself in the right way. And so to allow that to happen, we have to be in the right space, so that that person vibrates toward us. Yeah, so that energy vibrates toward us. Okay. So for some, I see, it's definitely a waiting game going on, but I feel like it's more of just like, just kind of being in your head, being in our heads right now about things, not really knowing which way to go. I just really think this is a time to just be still, and to observe, like I mentioned earlier, just observe and see what presents itself and why. And if there's lessons to be learned, and why. Because it's definitely a time of clearing, for sure. Yeah, it's definitely a time of clearing out energy. Also, I wanted to talk about, energy that needs to be, settled. As far as like just timelines that are collapsing and things that need to just, be sifted, that we need to just move through. And I just really feel like, that's what's happening right now. It feels lighter, actually. Things feel easier. But at the same time, there's still a sense of like, which way do I go? What do I do? This does feel uncomfortable, but it's not as uncomfortable as it has been. And I feel that when it comes to like the twin flame dynamic, that there seems to be, the energy seems to be balancing out. Now, I want you to know that, your twin is definitely trying to find a way back in now that they've sabotaged everything. It's like they just love you so much that they don't know what to do with it. So it's like, the best thing that we can do as far as twin flames are concerned to draw them toward us is just to detach and to move away from the energy. When they feel you pull away, they'll come toward you. And I'm not saying to project like negative energy or feelings or emotions toward them, just move like they're not there. Move like they can't feel you, or you can't feel them, I should say, and move like they can't sense and hear you or feel you. However your connection and dynamic works, just operate like those things aren't happening. And it's not a matter of like upsetting them, but they need to understand that, life will go on without them. And, they have to figure this out and get this together. They got to figure this out. And I know in the last message, it was like they were using, they were using means in which to do so. I'm not going to say that it backfired. It's just like, it's more like that wasn't the way. And I actually did some work on my own once I found out that was the energy that was coming toward me. I just settled it, and I feel more settled now. And so I'm glad, that I was able to do that. So I don't feel the type of energy that I was feeling in the week prior. So I'm thankful for that. Okay, so let's get into this. Yeah, so I'm seeing to just move on from them right now. Of course, to just let them be, you know, to embrace where you are, you know, to to be grateful. We've come a long way, a long, long way. And just to continue to simply just be love, to show love, to be love, you know, to continue to open up and show who you are to others and not be afraid to stand in your power and your truth. And you know, that doesn't mean that we won't face challenges. You know, that's just this life is challenging, full of challenges and obstacles and, you know, situations that we have to overcome, that we have to settle and move on from, and we're always stronger on the other side. So, you know, I would just encourage to just stay detached from the twin flame, from that energy. But see, they understand. Yeah, they understand that they're waiting on whatever they tried to put out there. So however they went about it, you know, trying to reach out to you, to let you know that they're there. You know, even though they really messed up, like they really feel like they really messed up. You know, and they don't know how they're gonna turn this around. Still. So yeah, they're just waiting. And what they're waiting for or how they're waiting for it, I feel like the energy that they're putting out is positive in the sense of wanting this to turn around. So it's always this push pull, you know, this attract and repel going on. So it's like, while if you were the, you know, I hate to go into this dynamic, but the runner chaser and all that stuff, you know, if you were the runner, they were chasing. If you became the chaser, you know, if you started going after them, then they started running. So it's like, you know, if you're now in the space of like, you know, moving on and moving forward, they're going to come toward you. They're going to want to come near you. And they're scared because their objective was to push you away to protect themselves. And now they feel terrible about it. And it really wasn't what they wanted. What they wanted, they were just scared. And I understand the fear, you know, but fear is, you know, that's a block, and they have to conquer that fear. They have to overcome certain things within themselves so that they know that they are worthy of love or to be loved, and to be able to show love properly. And so that's where they're at. That's where they're getting to. Is what I should say, because right now they're still going about stuff in a not good way. Yeah. So they're waiting, and we're being patient, but moving on. So, you know, they see, right? Wow. They see, well, first of all, they made a fool of themselves, is what they did. A complete fool. And you see them as a liar. And that's what they know. They know that you lied. They lied to you, and that they appear to be a liar. And they lied and said things because they were scared, out of fear. That doesn't make it okay. It's just, I'm trying my best to explain like their position and why it looks and feels the way that it does now, but then, and so they're just, yeah, they know that you think that they're like a liar and sneaky, and you know that you don't trust them, and it's like, why would you trust them with all that's going on? So they don't know how to gain your trust back, and they're hoping that, you know, with their set intentions that they put out there, that it will draw you to them in time. That they feel that this will work out somehow, some way. And I think that it's good that they're putting energy out there but it's gonna have to be refined because right now it's not. I feel that it's not what it needs to be because they're still going about it in a I want to say deceptive, just not doing it in a way that it's just they're operating from a very immature space, and they're fearful. So it's like there's an innocence here, but still very like destructive as far as like outbursts or reactions or reactive. It's like, they're going about things in a yeah, they feel they're trying to convince themselves, because it wasn't just about their actions too. They're trying to convince themselves that you're like with someone or that you love someone else, or you don't really want them, or that you don't feel the same way that they feel about you. They're trying to convince themselves of that. And during times of separation, they feel that you were with someone else. That you love someone else. And for some, maybe you have. Maybe you did. And I think that in their mind, they're trying to convince themselves that, like, they don't feel deserving or worthy. So it's kind of like, why would you want me? When you can find better, they feel or felt. Now they feel like, I want you and I want this. And so I want it, but they're not going about it the right way to have it. So it's just like, they're still conflicted. They're still dealing with a lot mentally that has them like just, in a mixed up space. So through this process, they'll find balance, but you just continue to shine your light, to be who you are. You both could feel helpless and hopeless in the situation and feel like it's like, well, I feel like on our end, it could feel like it's over. And it's like I mentioned before, I don't want this. If it's going to feel like this and be like this, I don't want to be treated like this. This is not healthy, and removing yourself. And I feel like that's the best thing to do right now. For some, if you want to hold a heart space for them, I was doing that for a time, and then it was just like, I can't move like that right now. In that sense. Patience, just a few more months. Good things come to those who wait. Yeah, that's for us while they're patiently waiting. So I feel like things are balancing out where the outcome is there is no runner, there is no chaser, that there's balance, and that you both come toward each other, and not just attract, repel, push, pull thing going on. So I feel like what's happening right now, even with these things being revealed and cleared energetically, because we got to understand that this person, we know them from the past. That's why we feel so connected, and so they're us. We know them, they're us. So it's like, imagine dealing with yourself, but then yourself had a totally different life experience that you had. And so at the core, you're the same, but through experience, you're different. So because of that, it's like, there's a lot going on here. So it's like, they're trying to get back to us. We're trying to get back to us, and in getting back to us, there's a lot that has to fall away and be left behind that can't come with us energetically, emotionally, physically, like our physical experience, like 3D experience, all that stuff. A lot of stuff's got to die and fall away. And because it's the dynamic that it is, it will happen, just not without difficulty, challenge, and, it's just a part of the mission. It's part of the process. I am seeing material harvest, and I feel as though, we're expanding and growing as we move on, and go through this transformation period. We're both going through a transformational period. For them, it's a time of like recognition and reward. That's where they're at. And there's still a lot of mental conflict in regards to the dynamic in the relationship, but they're being patient right now. They saw how things came together before, and they feel that it can and will happen again. So they're doing the things that they did before, in the way in which they manifested you in the first place. But then they're also putting some extra sauce on it. Like I mentioned, with like a love spell, or setting a certain type of intention, or getting someone to help them to get you to come toward them, so they don't have to do as much work as they know that they need to do. Yeah, for us, it's a time to rest, rejuvenate, reflect. Their plan when they come is to just be as sweet and loving and as charming as possible, as vulnerable as possible, just in a place of just surrender. And that's when that happens. But leading to that moment, as I'm saying this, I feel the energy of like, I'm not trying to hear that. Because of how it's going now. It's like, you tried to hurt me and hurt yourself in the process, and tried to just like, why did you go about this way? Yeah, because we've sacrificed so much. Right now, they just want harmony, and they're hopeful that things will turn around despite their behavior. They feel so much, you feel so much, we feel so much. There's a lot of love that can be brought into this situation. I'm saying, open your heart. It will help you attract more love. So, their heart space is open. Ours is still open to them, but, we're just moving on and living our life and doing what we have to do. And that's important in the twin flame dynamic, is to, to not focus all of our energy on and into that person, and to just live our life, to learn our lessons, to be on our path, to be open to God, and have faith and belief that things will be what needs to be for you to have the love that you desire, to have the love that you desire. Someone is unavailable. A waste of time is over. And that's the energy that I'm getting from us. It's like, this is a waste of my time right now. I can't focus on this. But I do see for sure, for a fact. And that's the thing about this. This person knows, your divine masculine, divine feminine counterpart knows that they can do this. They know that they're powerful, and they know that they hurt you, and I don't know why, for some reason that is like they want to get it right, because they know you don't deserve this. So it's kind of like, in a way, it's like they want to fix it, and it's kind of like their behavior and how they've been, because they were that way, they want to make it better. It's like they did like the ultimate no-no. And because you didn't react in like you didn't give them what they were looking for to give them for that would have solidified for them, like, see, this is what I mean. This person isn't what I thought. It's like, they can't do that because of how you held everything together. And so now they know that they have to fix it, and that they screwed up big time. Okay. Yeah, so this person knows that this is destined. They're your destiny, and the universe is working in the favor of this union. So it could look a certain way, feel a certain way right now. We could feel a certain way right now, and that's the part of, this is how it works. It's like, it's supposed to look like there's no way this could ever happen. Right? And then that's when things turn around and shift, and then it's like, wow, that's how you know that it's what it is, and that it's real, because how it comes together will be very magical. It will be very God inspired. It will happen in a way in which, just like the initial meeting, but it feels like, was this really the person for me? Was this really the person that that I'm supposed to be with? This doesn't feel or look right now. And things will turn around. So right now we're in a space of finding balance. Seeing the truth, knowing the truth, and finding balance. Balance energetically, through our chakras. Our chakras are balancing out and vibrating because we have the same, chakra system. Same chakra. We're the same. And so, just know it to be that way. And this is a time of growth, and through that growth there'll be success. And it's like so much has to be balanced, on an energetic level before we can come together and vibrate toward each other in the physical. So it's like, this is it's a sacred dance going on. There's if we're looking at it through a 3D lens, we're gonna only see it one way. But there's a lot going on. Yeah, this is great. It's a time of rebuilding, to have clarity of belief, to know for a fact what we feel, what they feel, what we feel. This is actually strengthening, the dynamic, the relationship, the feelings. This is actually propelling it to the next level. Yeah, because they will be dedicated and sincere and genuine, and just, they will fix this. They will fix this. They want to fix it. It's like, people can say whatever they want, like over the phone or through text or, some other means of, like, when you're physically in that person's energy and they're face to face and you're eye to eye, there's a lot of clarity of belief. Again, came right back out. All right, so, there's a lot that needs to be cleared out in, the base chakra. A lot of things that need to be cleared out to move forward. But you're still in connection, still in communication, third eye. There's still that dynamic there, because this is your twin, for those that resonates with. Yeah, and this is a time to just be open to the spiritual, to pay attention to the things that are going on around you and why, and tap into those things, because it'll guide you and propel you along your path. Crown, heart chakra. Yeah, we're in there. These chakras are becoming balanced with them, and that could be why I feel lighter, and, I feel more connected to myself and more, balanced within myself. And I feel like, a lot of that could do with the energies between us right now. I'm seeing stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, flexibility. Yeah, this is definitely a time to be flexible. So there's definitely a lot of, not to be flexible, but there's a lot of flexing going on in the energy, in the dynamic. When we come together, we won't hurt each other like we have separated. And that could be just from physical separation, or it could be through words that were exchanged, or, energies that were projected in a state of not knowing or confusion. And so, now is the time of just clearing out those energies so that we can be clear energetically, mentally, spiritually, our chakras, just clarity, clear, going clear. Yeah. And they know what they did. They know they have to rebuild. They know that they sabotaged this situation. They were trying to self-sabotage and then just sabotage the situation. And so they know that it's a time to rebuild. Yeah, and they want to work on it now. And that has been their focus and their persistent effort because they don't want to lose you. That's the whole thing. Like, they did things to push you away, but ultimately they don't want to lose you. Like, they know that, so they have to fix it. Yeah, and they're learning from the past and their past behavior and the mistakes and the things that they did wrong, and they wanna make it right. They want to make it right with you. Yep, they want to make it right. So I see, yeah, and they're really interested in you. You know, they're waiting for something to happen. Like, they're really interested in how this is going to turn out. You know, they're curious about how this is going to turn around because they want to talk to you. They just can't based on how they did things. And they're like, how is the universe going to turn this around? You know, they want to talk to you and share how they feel and what's been going on with them and why. And they want to apologize to you sincerely. So they're awaiting like a message from you or running into you, seeing you, you know. Yeah, once they reconnect with you, they're not going anywhere. And I think that's what they're concerned about. They don't want you to, like, they're scared because they love you so much. And when they open up and come toward you or just there, they're not going anywhere. And anything that you say or do that goes against like what they're feeling inside will hurt them. So much so that like they're so afraid, and that's why they're moving the way that they are. So it's like they're so open to you. Yeah. They know that you're blocking them energetically, that there's like a resistance or like restraint, I'll say, that you're controlling the situation right now, where before they were controlling the emotional dynamic and how it's moving, and now we're controlling the emotional dynamic and how it's moving. So, you know, we don't want to be in a codependent relationship, and that's the thing. It's like, in their resistance, they want to show that they're not codependent, but then they love you so much and want to be with you so much and don't want to lose you, you know, so much to the point where it's like they're trying to find a healthy balance within themselves in regards to you, because they don't want to seem like obsessed or possessive or controlling or whatever either. So balance. But they're definitely watching. They're looking. Yeah. They have their eye on you. They definitely, or they have eyes on you. Someone's watching you. Someone's watching. Yeah, unconditional love, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. That's where they're at. That's what they want now. And they wanted that the entire time. It's just how they were going about it was like backwards. Heartbreak, pain, separation, deception. Yeah. They know what they did. They know what they did. And for this person, it's like them being in this position is what's comfortable and makes sense to them, and so they know what they need to do. And you know, if they just were vulnerable and shared themselves or whatever, that wasn't familiar. It's like they'll get there, but they're not leading with that. And I think I mentioned that before. It's like they're not leading with that energy, you know, but they're open to how this will play out. You know, they want it so bad, so they're open to it. This person they're still dealing with childhood or upbringing or relationship trauma, you know, and they've been healing from a lot of it recently, but they're still operating in a, you know, in what feels comfortable or safest for them right now, honestly. Okay. All right, so I see Wheel of Fortune. Good luck, destiny, chance, karma, soulmates, decisive moments, cycles of life, fate, fortune. Yeah, upheaval, chance. I ride the waves of life. Yeah, this person is definitely I think this pertains to just the overall dynamic, honestly. You know, if I knew, you know, that everything that I'm going through would lead to that love that I always desired, I would go through everything and all of it all over again to have it. So it's like, you know, though this is uncomfortable and, I know, but I also feel like I notice that they can't go anywhere. There's there's a reassurance that comes with that. Like knowing that that's your person and they can fight if they want for as long as they want, but you're gonna come around, you don't have a choice in this or whatever. And there's that reassurance. And I think that, in an odd way, the separation, after what feels like a breakup or that we could never get back together in this situation, this is, allowing both individuals to know what it is and that it can't be touched or broken or, it's like once you're together and how the twin flame energy is, it's like this is not coming apart after this. The coming together and the separating, the coming like this, that can't continue, forever. And I feel like this is the end of that. So it could feel like they abandoned you, or giving you the silent treatment, or that they don't feel like how they did before or whatever. And it's like at this point they feel more. But it's also a matter of like, is this toxic right now? Is this healthy? I've overcome so much. Why am I allowing this person to be this way towards me? And, it's just, there's a lot of push and pull going on still. Okay, so we're in a place of like making healthy choices, in love and in our life, self-love, self-care. Yeah, being happier overall. Like that's where we're at. And if we have to put this aside to continue to grow and to love ourselves and, to move further along in on our path, that for the twin flame dynamic, that will ultimately lead to them anyway, if they get their act together, which they will, but when they get their act together. Wow. Okay, I'm seeing conflict in reverse. So I see compromise, end of conflict. End of conflict, struggle, reaching agreement. Yeah, so that's where we're at. And I feel that. I feel the energy of, you hurt me and I hurt you. And they're hurt and then they're also scared. And it's like, I don't know, depending on what energy you are or how you feel, like I just have been, okay, I don't even want to get into that because that's going too deep. But let me just move through this. So I see, the magician upright. So creativity, action, power, manifestation, skill, magic, work, self-employment, a smooth talker, having the gift of gab, willpower, directing your will, creative visualization, manifesting your desires. I think that's the overall energy between the dynamic and where it could go, what it could be if it was, healthy and, if it was, when it gets to, the place that it will ultimately end up. I have all of the resources I need, inner and outer, and that's a fact. And we need to know that within ourselves and not look for those things outside of ourselves. And once we know that we are and have those things within our being, on our own, whew, the understanding and the power that comes along with that, you know, the spiritual power, the spiritual understanding, and and then that person coming into that space on their own, and then you come together. That's what this is all about. That's something. All right, we have okay. So pretty much the overall energy of this is just, you know, staying focused, staying in line with our destiny and not derailing, you know, to make choices that, you know, are in alignment with where we're going. You know, I know in the past I had mentioned like getting out there to meeting new people, not so much for the twin flame dynamic, but if it was like, you know, just love and relationship, or if this person is not for you and they're toxic, and you know, you've gone through so much with them and you know that this is really not where you should be, to let that go. Anytime something is hurtful, you know, it's painful, it's confusing, you don't really know what's going on so much, so just let it go. Just let it go. Because in letting go, you might discover, hey, this person is not who I want to be with. Why was I holding on to that so much? What was going on with me that I thought that person was someone that I wanted to be with? That happens. You know, it's like, give yourself a break. And in doing that, you know, you'll discover more about yourself. And in getting out there and exploring and being around friends and family and people that love and support you, there's so much that we learn about ourselves through, you know, our experience. And there's so much more to be revealed. And so it's just like, you know, just to stay open, to learn, to grow, to explore. That's what this is all about. Okay, so, you know, we've come to the end of this reading. I hope this was helpful. It's always helpful for me. Until we meet again, loving hearts, stay open. Stay open. If you enjoyed your time here with us, let's make this thing official. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. You can also find me on Instagram at True Healing Love Doctor, as well as TrueHealingLoveDoctor.com, where you can find all of our products and services. Until next time, stay open, loving hearts. More will be revealed later.